Right, so the Warriors played the Hawks and they lost today in a game that was semi-close. And the Warriors really lost in this one because of their inability to score in the fourth quarter. They Warriors and Hawks were tied after the first at 24 apiece. The Warriors were actually up by 2 at halftime. And the Warriors outscored the Hawks by 1 in the third. But in the fourth, the Warriors were outscored by 9, which ultimately made them lose to the Hawks by 6. Final score being 117 to 111. And the Warriors in the fourth quarter just looked like the bad Warriors team that we have seen lately. And Curry did play tonight. So did Green. So it was good to have them in their lineup. Curry was definitely present with his scoring. He had 37 points. And I saw a stat that Curry has had 30 plus points for over 20 times this year, which is really good. That's MVP numbers right there. I don't know if he's going to win MVP, but that's definitely good MVP numbers. Oubre had 20 and 16 for Wiggins. And for the Hawks, their leading scorer was Clint Capella, their center. He had a really good game, 24 points. And Danilo Gallinari was their leading scorer, but only by 1 point over Capella, and he had 25 points, but he came off the bench. But yeah, the Warriors in the fourth quarter, they could not knock down shots. There was periods of time where they would just miss shot after shot. And that ultimately made them lose. And the Hawks would go out on big stretches of going up. For example, the Warriors would be in foul trouble, and the Hawks would just go up by 7 points at a time. And that ultimately caused the Warriors to lose. Also, their three-point percentage was not good in this game. It was 25%, 10 for 40. Curry had a lot of turnovers, and he actually did not have that many three-point shots go in, despite being, Stephen Curry. So that definitely hurt them. I mean, fortunately for the Warriors, the Hawks only made 2 more three-point shots, so that, I guess, didn't hurt them as much, but they gotta work on that because, Curry, although he had 37 points, and I'm really happy he's back in the lineup, he played kind of sloppy. He had a lot of turnovers. The Warriors, had 16 turnovers as a team. The Hawks had 15, but that's still way too many in my opinion, in terms of, keeping the ball safe. And the Warriors, field goal percentage is pretty average. So I guess that wasn't super bad, but they just got to perform a lot better at the late stretch. They looked tired, which, I mean, I guess I don't really blame them all too much because, they're not a super deep team right now. So the starters play a lot. And we're going to play the Bucks on Tuesday. And they're obviously a really, really good team, so I don't expect us to win that. In terms of our standings, we're still 10th place. The Spurs have actually dropped to 9th, so we have some interesting movement. Spurs have dropped to 9th, and the Grizzlies have moved up to 8th, but technically the Grizzlies and Spurs still have the same record. But the Spurs are on a 2-game losing streak, so I guess that kind of shows that. And the teams at the bottom are all on big losing streaks right now, including the Kings, Thunder, Rockets, and Timberwolves are all on losing streaks. And the Warriors are too, like 3-game losing streak right now. So we got to turn this thing around. I mean, we're not that far out of the playoffs in terms of record, but I think in terms of how we're playing, we are. In terms of like how we're actually performing, like I'm not going to forget about that 53-point loss the other night. Like it's still lingering in the back of my mind, just how we played and how, our scoring was so limited towards the end of the game. And really, in this game, showed that. So let me know your guys' thoughts. We're 23 and 27 now, so our record just keeps getting worse and worse, which is really frustrating, right? So let me know your guys' thoughts. Go Warriors.